Hey guys, Victoria here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a meal prep video where I'm making a few different recipes. This video is the continuation of the video from 2 videos ago, so not the previous one but the one before, where I was showing you my new grocery shopping routine. And in today's video we are going to prep those meals and those groceries into edible food for a few days. I'm filming this intro already after this have happened. I'm already in a different city, I'm in a different country even. I am traveling in Italy and I forgot to shoot the intro and the outro for this video because originally I planned to do the grocery shopping routine video together with the meal planning video, but this time I separated them because the 2 videos together would have been way too long. So in today's video you will see the meal prep. If you haven't seen the original video and you haven't seen the grocery haul, I'm going to link that in the description below. Before watching this video you should go ahead and watch that one. And yeah, let's jump right in, let's cook. Alright, it's the next day and today I'm going to do meal prep. So I have a few recipes that I would like to make. I would like to make the beetroot brownie that I really like, and from the leftover beetroots I will make a beetroot cream soup. Then I also want to make sun-dried tomato pesto, some granola, the baba ganoush, and that's it. For now, 5 things. I already did some prep. For the brownie I prepared the ingredients here, and for the granola I prepared the ingredients here. Also for the pesto I have the basil there. The eggplants are also ready to go into the oven. Now I'm going to turn on the oven first and I'm going to put in the coconut oil that I will need for the granola into the oven so that it heats up, so that it is liquid form rather than solid. I also have already some of the ingredients of the baba ganoush as well as the pesto there, and also some of the beetroot cream soup. But I'm gonna start with prepping the brownie so that I can put the brownie in with the eggplants. Before I open the beetroots and I make all of these completely red, I am going to chop these nuts for the granola and put it in this bowl together with the 4 cups of oats which are already there. Alright, I will need my food processor and I will try to separate these beetroots. I need maybe half of them for the brownie, and then from the other half I will make the soup. So the recipe asks for 2 small beets, so I guess this is fine. And then the rest will become soup. This is already cooked beetroots. The 2 times before when I made this recipe, I made it from raw beetroot, so I had to cook the beetroot before. It's a bit of a convenience to do it this way. I don't have to think about pre-cooking the beetroots, which is pretty good. Of course, this one came in plastic packaging, but I didn't have to waste energy on heating up the water. So adding to this the dates as well, which I soaked already in warm water. And milk to make it creamy. It's oat milk. I think the recipe asks for almond milk, but I don't. Well, I have oat milk open in my fridge, so I'm gonna use that one. And now we have to make this into a puree. Well, I'm changing up the recipe because the recipe uses ground almond instead of flour. I'm using 100 grams of ground almond, and I'm using coconut flour instead. So I'm gonna mix everything together. I think I need to add the almond butter in here. I need 60 grams of almond butter, which I didn't actually weigh yet. Let me do that. So I'm gonna add this one in here, and actually I'm gonna mix this in as well to the mixture. I'm using cashew butter because that's what I have. Don't have almond butter, but doing replacements is not a big issue in this case. I think I have been making this recipe with different ingredients than the original recipe says already 2 times, and both times it was fine. So I expect that it will not be different this time either. So I'm gonna add this mixture in here. So last time when I made this recipe, I made it with chocolate, dark chocolate melted. This time I don't have dark chocolate. Now I'm going to make it with cacao powder. So that's gonna be an interesting thing to see and taste. How different what difference does it make? I also need to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and of course the cacao. Okay, this seems to be quite dry. Yeah, I mean, it's very different now because I was using liquid chocolate before, and now I'm using dry cacao. So it's making the batter much drier than what I'm used to from the previous 2 times. So I added some more milk, and I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup because it's not so sweet as last time. Because last time I was putting in the dark chocolate, which had sugar in it. This time that is missing, so it's a bit less sweet and it requires a bit of more sweetness. And I'm hoping that this will do the trick and make the butter wet enough for a brownie. I'm gonna put it in here, and in the oven it goes. It's gonna be like a one big blob. Okay, this is now a little bit different consistency as the last 2 times, so crossing my fingers. But I mean, it's as thick as a brownie as you would expect from a brownie, I suppose. So sprinkling some cacao nibs on top. also some coconut, because that was really good last time when I put coconut on top. That gave it a little bit of a coconutty flavor, which I really like. Well, the batter itself already has coconut in it, right? Because it has coconut flour. Awesome! So this one is going in the oven now. Alright, so for the granola, I have 4 cups of oats in here, and I have 1.5 cups of nuts. I have pecans and cashews because that's what I like, but you can use whatever you want. I need to add 1/2 cup of maple syrup to this, but first I think I'm gonna add the cinnamon. So I need 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. I mean, you can use as much cinnamon as you want. This doesn't have to be completely accurate. If you really like cinnamon, cinnamon is good for you, so just go for it. And salt. I have Himalayan salt, but the recipe asks for sea salt. And I'm gonna mix it. And then adding the 1/2 cup of honey or maple syrup. I'm using maple syrup. I'm using a little bit less than 1/2 cup. I usually use less sweetener than the recipe says. Then we need 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. This is 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm gonna add 2 of these. Vanilla extract is another thing that you don't necessarily have to measure very accurately, I think. And then I need 1/2 cup of coconut oil, which I have here. It's already melted. So that one is going in here too. And that's it. You mix it up, you bake it, you put it on a tray, lay it out, bake it for 10 minutes on one side, 10 minutes on the other, or maybe 11, 12. Well, you have to check based on your oven. Just make sure do not burn it. So you bake it for 10 minutes or 11 or 12, and then you mix it up a little, and then you bake it another 10 to 12 minutes. And then it's ready. When you take it out from the oven, if you like to have a little bit clumps in it, then don't touch it for a while so that it dries in clumps. When you take it out, it continues to cook a little bit, so when it's already getting burnt in the oven, then it's gonna be bad already, so just try to avoid that. On the tray it goes. This is the first time that I'm using my silicone mat, baking mat, instead of baking paper sheets, so I'm curious if this will make any difference. Just try to flatten it out and use as much of the surface as you have. This is ready to go into the oven, but I'm waiting for the other stuff, which is currently in the oven, to get ready before. Alright, so I'm gonna make the pesto now. I'll put these 2 cups of basil in here. And I think I'm gonna process it a bit before I add the sun-dried tomatoes. Alright, that looks already good. Okay, so I need garlic, 3 cloves. And the tomatoes. Alrighty, the pesto is ready to roll. It is time to take out the brownie from the oven and potentially the eggplant as well. Here we go. Oops. Let's see about the eggplant. Maybe a little bit more with the eggplant. But I'm gonna add this one in for 10 minutes. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, the eggplant will be ready too. Okay, it's time to make the baba ganoush. Here is our eggplant. Need to get the insides out. Okay, so the eggplant is in here. Now we are going to add the other ingredients, which is a little bit of parsley, 1 clove of garlic, tahini. I need around 1 to 2 tablespoons. What a mess, of course. It's almost as a, or this tahini has a very different color than the previous one that I had. I need salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne, and ground cumin, half a teaspoon. And lemon. And I realized that I forgot to add lemon juice into the pesto, so I will have to make sure to add that as well. All right, this is ready. I'm gonna add the missing lemon in here. All right, I have to mix this. In the meantime, the granola is almost ready. You can't see anything, can you? Not really. Nicely roasted granola. Alrighty, it's time to make the soup. So I am starting to saute some red onions here. Adding garlic and ginger to this. Adding potatoes. Adding some vegetable broth. Now I'm gonna cook the potatoes until they are soft. I'm gonna add then the eggplants. Alright, we are ready to add the beets to this. Let's salt, pepper. And it is time to blend. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm going to add this oat cooking cream instead of coconut cream, because, well, why not? Because the recipe says I can use cream as well, and actually, yeah, well, it's just, we already have coconut flavor in the brownie, so I don't want it anymore. Well, I chose this small pot because I thought I had only just a small portion of soup coming out from the amount of potatoes and beetroots I had, but apparently this pot is probably a bit too small. Alright, I'm gonna let this boil, maybe add some more salt and pepper. The recipe also asks for syrup, some kind of a syrup. I think I forgot which syrup it asks for, but I don't think I will add syrup. I don't want to make it sweeter. I will add more salt and pepper. Let it boil and eat. It is now Monday, lunchtime, and I'm prepping the gnocchi that I'm going to eat with the pesto that I made yesterday. I have these gnocchis which I had already in my fridge from before. The pesto, prepared some garlic. I have some butter here. The water is heating up. And I'm also adding some pine nuts, which I'm roasting a little bit. So I have 2 cubes of olive oil with some basil frozen in them, and I added the garlic, and now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of the pesto into this. Here I am mixing some milk with cornstarch. I'm using the same spoon that I used in the pesto, so it looks dirty, but it's just the same thing. I'm mixing this and adding it to the pesto mixture. Here you have it, my lunch for today. Sun-dried tomato pesto with pine nuts on top. After lunch, my afternoon dessert or snack is some of the brownie with strawberries, some of the frozen berries which I thawed already yesterday and had as leftover from yesterday's dessert, and coffee. Lunch on Wednesday is going to be the tempeh that I got in Dance. I'm going to fry it up in some oil. I have some rice cooking here with it, and I'm making this cucumber salad which went viral last year, this Chinese inspired cucumber salad that I'm going to show you how to make. Alright, so I already salted the cucumbers and I already pressed out some of the water from them. I'm going to add a clove of garlic to this. I'm going to try to shred, but I already destroyed it a little bit. adding 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, one tablespoon of soy sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, chili flakes, I will have to taste test the chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of sugar, or to your liking, I'm adding cillit. I will have to taste test it, and sesame seeds. Maybe 1 teaspoon of sesame seeds. And let it sit for a bit, and then adjust to taste. I'm going to make half of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, well, I will make 6. So today's lunch, step 1, is ready. This salad is so good. Yum, 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 yum. I'm very curious about the tempeh though. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for tagging along. I'm hoping to see you at my next videos. Please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell button in order to be notified when I upload. My following videos will be probably travel vlogs from Rome and Florence, so tune in for those if you're interested to see some traveling content. And of course, I will be back with some more cooking content and grocery hauls in the future, so if that's what you like to see, don't forget to subscribe, because I have those kind of videos coming in all the time as well. And thank you for tagging along today. Hope to see you at my next videos. Until then, goodbye.